Let me ask you this. Have you ever watched yourself sleep through the eyes of someone else? Because I have, and I will never unsee what I saw. 3 months ago, I moved into a small third-floor apartment just outside of town. It was old, a little dusty, smelled faintly like mothballs. But it was cheap, absurdly cheap. $300 a month, all utilities included. The landlord, an older guy named Mr. Dennison, seemed weirdly eager for me to sign the lease. He barely looked me in the eye, handed me the keys fast, and was out the door before I could ask about the flaky paint or the humming noise in the walls. But I was broke and the place was quiet. The first night I had trouble sleeping. Not because of noise, more like a feeling, like I was being watched. You know that primal itch under your skin, like your body knows something your brain won't admit? That! I brushed it off as first night nerves, but it never went away. Little things started to bother me. Furniture slightly out of place. A chair I was sure I'd pushed in now sitting at an angle. A coffee mug I'd already washed back on the table. At first I blamed myself. Maybe I was sleepwalking. Maybe I was losing it. Then I noticed something strange. There was an outlet on the ceiling of the living room. Not a light fixture, not a smoke alarm, an electrical outlet, tucked into the plaster like it didn't belong there. I stared at it for days, too creeped out to touch it. But finally I got a ladder and unscrewed the panel. Behind it was a hidden camera. Not one of those cheap plastic ones. This was sleek, military looking, completely silent, professionally installed, with wiring that vanished into the walls. I freaked out. I tried to call the landlord, no answer. I drove to the address on the lease. There was a parking lot. No sign of Mr. Dennison, no rental office. No one had even heard the name. I called the police. They took the camera, filed a report, said they'd investigate, but a week passed. No update, no answers, so I did something stupid. I found a guy online who could extract data from the camera's memory card. When he handed me a hard drive, he said just one thing. You're gonna want to be sitting down for this. There were hundreds of hours of footage. Most of it was boring. Me eating, scrolling on my phone, sleeping. But every single night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., the footage changed. A man enters the apartment. He doesn't break in. He has a key. The door opens silently. He steps in, calm, like he owns the place. He's tall, thin, wearing all black. But the worst part is his face. He wears a white, expressionless mask, blank, with no features except two eye holes. Like something you'd find in a cheap Halloween store, except somehow worse. The way he moved. The way he stood by my bed for 20 minutes just staring at me.